Hey, what's up? This is Gilbert from Crystal Fighters, and you're watching Toasted.
We were just chatting the last time we talked was Lowlands. You said 2013, which is maybe 5 years ago, 4 years, yeah. Shitloads happened in that time.
Oh my God, it's been amazing. That was at that time that when we played Lowlands, that was one of the first big stages we played, and it was since then, we've been on this festival dream and making new music. We've released 2 albums since then, and now we're finally at Pinkpop. From years of having to play Lowlands and all the other festivals, finally.
So you knew about Pinkpop before you were booked here? Is it famous or?
Oh yeah, I mean you see pictures from the main stage, right? It's a massive main stage. And a friend of ours, Bart, he does a lot of photos and works with Kensington and Chester. It's always something that we've seen. And of course, there was Rolling Stones here. Was it last year or the year before? And yeah, exactly. So some of the most amazing acts come to Pinkpop. So it's an absolute pleasure to be part of.
Hey, actually, I said a lot of stuff happened. Andrea, of course, passed away. That must have been a massive shock.
Yeah, it was a massive shock. I mean, it was Thursday, I think, or Friday, and we were going to a festival that day, and I got a call in the morning that he passed away, and it's completely unexpected, completely shocking, very tragic. The thing that I sort of take solace in is that Andrea's an amazing drummer, and when we met him, he was sort of like a jazz drummer on the local scene, and he always dreamt of being like the session drummer. His idols were was it Vinnie Colaiuta and all these big name drummers, and when we played with him, everyone would come up to us and be like, "Oh my God, you're a drummer!" He really is a massive part of why we're sitting here today, and couldn't have done it without him. And it was just such a pleasure to see him on those stages and being so happy and getting. He'd always dreamt of doing that, and I was so happy that we were able to do that together. And it's obviously very sad that he's gone, but he
lived the dream.
Yeah, exactly, and his beat plays on, man.
You can say that again. Hey, final track of the album, Lalo, is dedicated to him.
Yep, definitely, man. It's I mean, it's a bit tough to talk about, but it seemed like a fitting thing to do to write a song about him and to dedicate a song to him, because literally, he's done so much for us, and it's just sad loss, really.
I don't want to push you in talking more about it if you don't feel comfortable about it, but of course you dedicated the track to it, and it's a beautiful track, I think. Could you tell me a little bit about how it came together? I mean, did you guys sit down together and decided we're going to make this track for him, or was it already a jam? Or
I think it was Graham had started it, and Graham had come up with this idea lyrically and melodically, and we all put it together in the end, and it's just great to have something on there that's lasting. I hope people can go back and listen to it, and
ultimate gesture.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Exactly. And I wouldn't be surprised if we dedicate more songs to him in the future. I mean, every show we play, we dedicate to him. So,
that's cool.
So yeah, the guy's a legend.
Wow. Did you guys actually ever think of maybe stopping at all because of this?
Definitely. I mean, we definitely discussed that but we knew. I know the guy well. I knew the guy well. I knew that he'd be really angry if we stopped. He'd always want us to play. If he was ever sick or ill or feeling a bit bad, he wanted us to go ahead, and he wanted us to. He's like, "The guys, you got to go do that thing, even if it's without me." So, we definitely thought about it. But we thought the right thing to do was to keep going, in his name,
Beautiful. Hey, the album, Everything Is My Family. It starts off amazing, I think. I was really surprised.
Well, and then it gets worse.
It gets even better.
Yeah, good answer.
Now, where did you get the start? Because, of course, the album was written all over the world, where you guys were traveling. I get the impression, maybe I'm wrong, it wasn't written because you guys were on tour. You were also traveling because you like traveling, right?
Yeah, definitely. We'd been on tour for years, so it was a great moment. I mean, Sebastian really wanted to go visit Central America and learn more about indigenous music and that stuff, and that's heavily influenced the album. We've learned a lot through those experiences. Graham, was living in America, traveling all over the world. We wrote parts of the album in Australia, in Asia, in Central America, in New York, in LA, in London. It was this fully holistic process, and that's really where the concept of the album helped inform the concept of the album. It was sort of sitting there in the rainforest with the birds and the insects around us, and then traveling over to an urban center like LA. We know we're all related. as humans, but it goes beyond that, and that's what we want people to realize, that it's not just our connections with humans, it's connections with the earth, the plants, the trees, the stone, the air, the pollution, the plastic, every piece. We're all in this bubble together, and for us, music is a way of escapism, and we want to be able to give people a good time to get away from their problems and to have a moment of pure enjoyment. And we also want them to realize that you're not alone in this, you're connected to everything, and hopefully we find we get power from thinking about this connection. It gives us strength, to think that we're connected with everything, and that you're part of a universal energy. A lot of people have religions and stuff, but it was all based around the same thing of we're all, we're at everything, everywhere, at all times, And I think that, with all these these troubled times, which are only, I'm sure, are only going to get worse, and divided societies, particularly here in Holland, I think it's important for people to realise that we are all one, and we should work on our differences. We have more in common than we have apart. But
so you must be.
You get lost in the moment,
But you must be appalled then by the Trump presidency.
Oh yeah, that's definitely bad news. But at the same time, we have to look at. We can't focus on what's bad. We need to focus on the good work we can do, like by playing festivals. I think supporting art and culture is one of the best things you can do. To almost revolt against. A lot of people say. Even us. We do not support the Trump presidency at all. But hey. Radiohead in the studio making a new album. Gorillaz just put out an album. Out of troubled times comes great music often. So, and I think what people could do, instead of focusing their energies on political rallies and stuff, support art, support culture. That's where the beauty in life lies. Focus not on what is bad, and try and focus on what is good, and bring it to the front. And I think in the end that will conquer.
What I fully agree. What struck me is, for the first time in decades, actually the world is unified, except for America then, because of Trump. Finally, the Chinese and the Russians and everybody else comes together and go like, well, okay, you don't want to join this pact? Well, then don't. We'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. No.
At least discord, it seems.
Definitely. Well, we hope it moves in the right direction. It's a tough one because there's still however many million people voting for right-wing people in various countries. So, there's a lot of work to be done. Crystal Fighters are not a political movement. We definitely support, the preservation of the planet, and we support love and people, loving relationships and people being kind to each other. I don't think it's our place to get really political, but we don't like the Trump presidency. No. Not less on that.
Couldn't help watching your shirt, of course. I saw it today, the first time I saw you walk by. It is the artwork of the album.
Definitely, man. I'm proud to wear it. I love this shirt. Jesus, best t-shirt we ever made. Got a little baby in there. Yeah, it's just, man, I'm just representing, man. I just feel like it's so great to be able to wear something, that's to do with what we're doing.
This is the artwork done by Isabel, right? Isabel Briner.
Isabel, yeah. Actually, it's funny. So the original artwork, she sold about 4 or 5 years ago for about $70 on the street. She's a visionary artist, and she sells her artwork. Now she sells it online. So we came across the piece of artwork after she'd sold it. So no, we don't. Someone out there has got the original. But fortunately, I just actually she made some prints of them, hand finished prints. So it's a print, and then she finishes the dots and stuff by hand. And it just arrived in my house the other day, so it's hanging on my wall, and it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, lucky man. So, but someone out there has got the original. Make yourself known. There's money in it, man. There's money in it.
Can other people buy the shirts as well? Is it just you, or is it the official merch?
No, definitely, man. It's on our website, crystalfighters.com. Got the vinyl, got the t-shirts, everything. Check it out. And crystalfighters.com/live as well. All our dates, all these great festivals. Man, summer in Holland.
Peace out. Hey, Simplicito is the track I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
What's the story behind it? It's like a guy dropping some wisdom. It's like people sitting in a forest, and I can imagine there's maybe a small fire. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. No, it was recorded. It was Don Jose. He's a sort of guru, and it was sort of at a meditative retreat, and it's before he starts the ceremony.
Where was it?
This is in Costa Rica. Oh no, or was it in Colombia? It was Sebastian recorded it on his travels, and we sort of edited it down to get all the good bits. But I think the message, it's like, when troubled times come, embrace them, a little kiss, and then let go.
Hey, where did you record the album?
Everywhere, man. Wow, too many places like New York, LA, London, Costa Rica, Australia, Berlin, Paris. Oh my God, everywhere. It was a non-stop process of writing and recording. You know, you do a bit in this place, and then all of a sudden next week you're in another place. Oh, let's try it here with this guy. And
Every artist will tell you don't do that because your album will sound, well, like I don't know, like chaos.
okay, yeah, I'll be the next artist to say that. Don't do that. No, it was a really great process, but it takes a bit longer to do it that way. Much more enjoyable to do it like that. But definitely took a bit longer than planned. And but it's really great to, you know, part of the thing with making music, it's got to be fun, you know. And that, because if you're having fun making music, then you can hear it in the music. There's energy, there's passion. So you got to do whatever it takes to make sure you're having a good time. And if that means last time traveling around the world, so be it, you know.
What holds in your future for you guys?
Well, we are looking forward to releasing more music. We are, so, you know, Everything's My Family came out at the end of last year. We've got,
You guys have your own label, of course.
yeah, exactly, and we've got the last single, Yellow Sun, which we're playing today, is going to be the next single, the final single from Everything's My Family, and hopefully we've got a few singles we're going to release later this year, and just, you know, start releasing new music, trying new things, pushing the envelope a little bit, you know, like do stuff we never did before, and hopefully people love it. And then it'll be a new album before you know it.
So you guys already have the music done and finished? You just have to record it, or how does it work?
We've written 15 or 20 songs. You know, they're not recorded, but, you know, I mean, for every album we write at least 30 or 40 or 50. You know, just because some of them are just short ideas, but, you know, we're very critical of ourselves, and we want to, you know, put the best stuff on there. So yeah, the writing process has started again. We were in Sweden last week. We can't stop this traveling. God damn. We're going.
Doesn't it ever tire you to travel so much?
Well, yeah, they often say about touring musicians is you get paid to travel. That's what they say. No, man, I think it's I mean, like, it's totally outweighed by the blessing, you know, that it is to be here with often thousands of people, you know, in a beautiful place at a beautiful time that is of the moment. You know, it only happens now, and capturing that moment, and that's where the pressure comes as well. You know, you realize the importance of the situation. It's not playing a song at Christmas to your parents, but that's also important. But it's literally like, you know, for the musician it might just be another gig, you know, but for that person in the audience, maybe an 18-year-old, first festival they've ever been to, it might be a I remember the first festival I went to. It was a life-changing experience in a Secret Garden party in the UK. I'd never been to one, and wow, the connection you have with music. You know, maybe some people had that already, but like for me, I didn't realize that this thing existed. You know, that like people came to the middle of a field, in the middle of nowhere, to you know, like, to experience music and to share and love and enjoyment with everybody. So it's like, it's such a blessing to be here, man, and we just got to not let anyone down. We got to go up there, give it our best, spread the love as much as possible, and hopefully they'll love it. Hopefully we can change some lives today.
Thanks so much for your time, man.
Thank you so much for having us.